The palace of the Galactic Empire floated above the clouds like a silver star pinned to the sky. From the ground, it looked beautiful. From inside, it felt like a trap. I stood at the edge of the massive observation balcony, staring down at the glowing city far below. Towers of crystal stretched into the sky, airships drifted silently between them, and rivers of golden light ran along the streets where alien citizens moved in quiet patterns. It had been 3 days since they brought me here. 3 days since the soldiers surrounded my broken cargo ship on the edge of their territory. 3 days since I realized humans were still considered a curiosity in most of the galaxy. My name is Daniel Cross, former Earth Marine, current freelance mechanic, and apparently the most interesting prisoner in the Empire. 2 armored guards stood behind me, their tall, insect-like bodies perfectly still. Their armor shimmered with violet energy, and their compound eyes watched everything. Galactic guards didn't talk. They didn't blink. And they didn't miss anything. One of them finally spoke through a translator embedded in its armor. "Prepare yourself. The royal court will assemble shortly." I sighed. "Great," I muttered. Always wanted to meet royalty. Neither guard reacted. They never did. The summons. An hour later, the doors to the throne hall opened. The room was enormous. Massive pillars carved from living crystal stretched toward a ceiling that looked like a miniature galaxy. Stars shimmered across it in slow motion, forming constellations I didn't recognize. Rows of alien nobles filled the hall. Some were tall and elegant with shimmering skin. Others looked like walking sculptures made of stone. A few had multiple arms or glowing eyes, or shapes that barely resembled anything human. And every single one of them turned to stare at me. The human, the outsider, the curiosity. I walked between the guards toward the center of the hall, trying to ignore the hundreds of eyes watching every step. At the far end stood the throne. Actually, 2 thrones. The larger one was occupied. The smaller one was not. The being sitting on the primary throne was Empress Veilira, ruler of the Galactic Empire. She looked almost human. Tall. Elegant. Skin the color of moonlight. Her long silver hair drifted behind her like liquid starlight, and faint lines of glowing energy ran across her arms like living constellations. But her eyes burned with an ancient intelligence that made my instincts scream. This was not someone you lied to. This was someone who ruled worlds. A court official stepped forward. "The human Daniel Cross has arrived, Your Radiance." The Empress studied me quietly. The entire hall went silent. Finally, she spoke. "Step closer, human." Her voice carried through the chamber like music mixed with thunder. I obeyed. When I reached the base of the throne, I stopped. The guards stepped away. For the first time since I'd been captured, I was standing alone. The Empress leaned forward slightly. "You survived the border conflict near the Valerian Belt." "Yes," I said. "You fought the raiders who attacked your vessel." "Yes." "You protected your crew." I shrugged. Someone had to. A quiet murmur spread through the court. Apparently sarcasm toward royalty wasn't common here. But the Empress didn't seem angry. If anything, she looked curious. The scar. Her gaze drifted downward. To my chest. Specifically, to the long scar visible above the collar of my shirt. It stretched from my shoulder down toward my heart. A deep, ugly scar. One I'd gotten 10 years earlier during a battle that nearly killed me. The Empress slowly stood. Gasps rippled through the court. Apparently rulers didn't leave their throne often. She descended the steps. Graceful. Silent. Every step echoed through the hall. When she reached me, she stopped only inches away. For the first time, I realized something strange. She was nervous. Not afraid, but cautious. Her glowing eyes fixed on the scar. Human, she said quietly. How did you receive this wound? Old war, I replied. Human war? No, I said. Alien pirates. That got a reaction. The court murmured again, but the Empress seemed focused on only one thing, the scar. Slowly, very slowly, she raised her hand. Her fingers glowed faintly with silver light. May I? She asked. The question surprised me. An Empress asking permission? Sure, I said. Her fingers touched the scar. The moment she did, everything changed. Silence. The entire palace went silent. Not quiet. Silent. Every whisper stopped. Every movement froze. Even the guards seemed stunned. The Empress' eyes widened. Her glowing markings flared brighter. Her hand remained pressed against my scar, as if she couldn't move it away. What? She whispered. I frowned. What? She didn't answer. Instead, she turned slowly toward the court and spoke one word. Impossible. The hall erupted. Nobles stood from their seats. Advisors whispered urgently. One armored general stepped forward. Your Radiance, what have you discovered? The Empress didn't answer him. Her gaze remained locked on me. Human, she said. Do you know what this scar is? Yeah, I said. Where something tried to kill me. She shook her head slowly. No. Her glowing eyes burned brighter. This scar was made by royal energy. The court gasped. I blinked. Okay, and the general looked horrified. That energy exists only within the bloodline of the Cathari throne. Now I was confused. Meaning? The Empress answered. Meaning only a member of the royal family could have inflicted that wound. The hall fell silent again. And suddenly, every single alien in the room was staring at me like I had just detonated a bomb. The forgotten battle. I rubbed the back of my neck. Look, I've fought a lot of weird things over the years. Do you remember the being who wounded you? The Empress asked. I thought about it. 10 years earlier. Deep space. A pirate ambush. Our ship crippled. Boarding parties cutting through the hull. And then, a figure. Tall. Glowing. Powerful. We fought. Hard. I'd managed to damage his armor. He'd nearly killed me. But something had forced him to retreat before the fight ended. Yeah, I said slowly. Guy had glowing armor and a really bad attitude. The general paled. The Empress whispered something in a language I didn't understand. The court erupted into chaos. Impossible. He vanished years ago. The lost prince. I blinked. Hold on. Did someone just say prince? The Empress looked at me, and for the first time, there was genuine shock in her expression. Yes. My stomach dropped. The being who wounded you, she said carefully, matches the description of Prince Kael'thar, who disappeared 10 years ago. The exact year of my fight. Great. Just great. A dangerous truth. The general stepped forward again. This human may have killed him. Every guard in the room tensed. Energy weapons activated. The Empress raised her hand. Stand down. Instantly, the weapons lowered. She looked at me again. Human. Yes. Did you kill Prince Kael'thar? No. I said immediately. I stabbed him. Shot him. Threw him through a bulkhead. The court gasped. But he escaped. I finished. Now the court looked even more shocked. The Empress studied my face carefully. Finally, she nodded. You are telling the truth. The general looked uneasy. Then the prince may still live. The room erupted again. But the Empress ignored them. Instead, she looked at the scar once more. Her fingers hovered over it, but she didn't touch it again. Do you know what else this scar means? She asked. Should I be worried? Yes. Great. The royal mark. The Empress turned to the court. Her voice echoed across the chamber. Royal energy, leaves a bond with those it wounds. The nobles murmured nervously. She continued, that bond allows the wounded to sense the royal bloodline. Now everyone was staring at me again. Wait, I said. You're telling me my scar is basically a royal GPS? In simple terms, she said, yes. The general looked horrified. Then if Prince Kael'thar lives, he may be able to find this human, the Empress finished. And the human may be able to find him. The realization hit the room like a meteor. I raised a hand. Quick question. The Empress looked at me. Why does everyone seem terrified about that? The general answered, because if the prince returns, he will challenge the throne. The entire palace fell silent again. And suddenly, I understood. My scar wasn't just a scar. It was evidence. Evidence that the Empire's lost prince was alive. And somehow, I was connected to him. An unexpected offer the Empress turned back to me. Daniel Cross. Yes, you may be the only being in the galaxy who can help us locate the prince. I groaned. Oh no. The court leaned forward. Therefore, she continued, I am offering you a position within the imperial court. My jaw dropped. Wait, what? The general looked stunned. You cannot be serious. The Empress ignored him. You will serve as my advisor and tracker. Your connection to the prince may lead us to him. I stared at her. You want to hire me? Yes. To hunt a missing alien prince? Yes. Because of a scar? Yes. I sighed. Do I get paid? The court collectively gasped. But the Empress smiled. The first genuine smile I'd seen from her. Yes. Very well. I crossed my arms. Then I guess I work for the Empress now. The moment everything changed, the court was still stunned. But the Empress stepped closer again. This time her expression was different. Thoughtful. Curious. She raised her hand once more and gently touched the scar again. The moment she did, the palace fell silent for the second time, not because of shock, but because something else happened. The glowing markings on her skin brightened, and my scar burned, not painfully, but intensely, like something awakening. The Empress whispered softly, So it is true. What? I asked. Her glowing eyes met mine. The bond is stronger than we believed. The general stepped forward. What does that mean? The Empress answered quietly. It means the prince is closer than anyone realized. A ripple of fear spread through the court. I sighed. Let me guess. She nodded. Yes. Your scar is reacting to him. The palace erupted into chaos again, and I suddenly realized something terrifying. Somewhere out there, a missing alien prince who nearly killed me once was coming back, and somehow, I was the only one who could find him, or the only one he could find. Either way, my life had just become a lot more complicated, and it all started the moment she touched my scar, and the entire palace went silent.